Our next speaker, Mr. Rani Wehbe, Business Development Director at Web Fountain Group, speaking on today's topic, Web Fountain e-invoicing and e-payment system. Over to you, Mr. Rani.
Thank you very much, Melwin. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very pleased to participate in the first Sudan Virtual Summit. I believe a lot of the presenters have covered a lot about the market dynamics and what's going on with e-payments and the latest technologies. I would like first to introduce Web Fountain before we go into our electronic invoicing and payment solutions. So Web Fountain is the market leader in trade facilitation, customs modernization, and digitization for ports and logistics. We've been in business for 20 years, and we are present in 17 countries in Africa, the Middle East, Asia, and Latin America. We're around 1,000 people. Among them are around 300 people in our 5 research and development centers in 5 different locations. So we put a lot of emphasis on the development internally of our solutions, as well as using the latest technologies, including blockchain, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. So after we started developing our own solutions for customs, ports, logistics, as well as trade, like the single window platform, we then developed our own electronic invoicing and payment solution that's also embedded in our other solutions, so that we provide an end-to-end platform that's fully digital and contactless. So we have, after we have ventured into the electronic invoicing and payment solutions, we started also implementing our solution in different countries, and more now we have our solution implemented in around 6 countries. And I would like just to give you a brief about our solution. And I believe that this would be very beneficial to be implemented for administrations and institutions in Sudan, as Sudan embarks on its digital transformation journey. So our objective is to become a market leader in the electronic payment field for administrations. So when I talk here about administrations, we focus on government agencies, on big institutions, but of course our solution can be implemented for B2C and for different types of, let's say, companies or platforms or areas. Our solution is comprised of 3 different, let's say, sections. The first is the payment aggregator, which basically integrates our solution with the banks, with credit card companies like Visa and MasterCard, with mobile money, with e-wallets. And we also use a simple API to extend to other payment methods, some of which are emerging and are new. And then our payment aggregator uses simple and configurable user interface that's very friendly. And also the payments can be made to multiple beneficiaries. Now, in terms of our electronic invoicing, which we call a Paylican invoice, Paylican is the name of our brand for electronic payments. It also uses a simplified API to integrate with all types of merchants. We use the invoice, our own invoice, which can be also grouped into multiple invoicing or invoice grouping. And it's completely secure and uses digital signature for the security and the safety of the platform and the transfer of money or through the electronic payments. And of course, we have a mobile application that can be downloaded, whether for Android or for Apple, as well as on tablets and other types of smart devices. And then very importantly is the audit section. So all our operations are audited in order to do the reconciliation of payments. to beneficiaries. And we also provide through our system real-time dashboards, which are interactive and can be customized for both the merchants and the payers. And our system also uses very advanced reporting mechanisms for merchants that also uses the latest technologies like artificial intelligence. Here, I would like just to give you a snapshot about the electronic payment process. Basically, we have the merchants, we have the users, and then our platform, which enables the generation of the invoice, the payment to take place, as well as to record the payment and the audit trail, and finally to do the reconciliation with the different payment methods like the credit cards or mobile money or the bank. So basically, when we talk here about the merchants, it could be ministries, it could be customs, it could be the port authorities, it could be the tax authorities or other types of administrations or institutions. Now, our Pelican invoice, which as I mentioned is an integral part of the system, it allows the users to retrieve all their invoices in one single location and pay them directly from the interface. And it uses, of course, simplified API for integrating all the merchants and the public administrations. And as I mentioned, it allows for invoice grouping and uses secure and digital signature. While the second pillar of our system is the gateway, our own gateway. So there's a national gateway and then also connect to international gateways. So we integrate with banks locally in the country, as well as with banks externally, because in certain cases, the payments have to be done outside of the country, let's say by the exporters or by let's say beneficiaries outside the country in specific cases. And also we connect with the major credit card companies, as I mentioned, like Visa and MasterCard, and payments can be done through mobile money or e-wallets. And the payments, of course, will be done to multiple beneficiaries. In terms of the audit and reporting, we have a strong online transaction monitoring tool that monitors all the payment transactions and audits them. It also provides the reconciliation of payments to all beneficiaries and real-time dashboards and reports that are customizable for merchants and administrations as well as payers. And our system also offers other features like the two-factor authentication and advanced mobile application and SDK and online documentation with online with advanced online features. Also to mention that our system is scalable and flexible because it allows for multiple means of payments, thus offering a wider choice. All types of payments can be made through our system. It's easy and fast in terms of integration with the merchants and administrations, and it's very safe and customizable for any type of users. So we also use, as I mentioned, the latest technologies, and we can integrate with all types of administrations or institutional companies that use their own legacy systems. So here, in terms of the system, as I mentioned, we provide an online transaction monitoring platform for the users, the merchants, and the administrations, as well as we use the latest technologies and advanced algorithms and machine learning, where the system continues to evolve and to develop itself using the data, and a complete traceability of the transactions that are in the system. So in terms of security, this is a very secured system. The credit card data is completely protected. We use a PIN code for mobile money. There is also the option of canceling the transactions and tracing that. There are alerts and notifications that can be adjusted depending on the user or the merchant, and the two-factor authentication process, plus a one-time password or OTP. These are all very important security, let's say, features of our system. And I would like to conclude with our system or the platform, which is Pelican. It's quickly operational. We can implement it in a very rapid manner with no upfront costs. We're also flexible when it comes to our business model, because we also are willing to provide infrastructure and ICT so that the platform can be fully operational without any interruptions. We're also, in terms of the main benefits of the system, it's independent. Nevertheless, it is compatible with administrations and government systems, whether they are completely public administrations, or there could be quasi public administrations or private institutions as well. Automatic reconciliation with the banks is another benefit of the system, and it's equipped with a very powerful live reporting tool that's customizable, as I mentioned, and it's very easy to integrate with using simple and documented APIs. And the artificial intelligence also, which is important here to detect fraud and to avoid any suspicious activities in terms of the payments. And we also offer a continuous training of our partners, whether they are merchants or public administrations or any type of institutions that are using the system. And with this, I would like to thank you for your time, and please do not hesitate to let me know if you have any questions.
And also, Mr. Rani, I think you'll have a booth at the exhibition, right?
Yes, we also have a booth in the exhibition, and please, you can go to the booth and ask any questions. We can get back to you and interact depending of any queries you might have.
Mr. Rani, one question for you. In
Yes,
your
please.
studies in Africa or Middle East, where you're using your system, where do you think Sudan will need the most? From that case studies, what do you think, which system or which technology you think Sudan will be most likely to be using or should be using?
First, I think it's important to note that Sudan, it's in the early stages now of its digital transformation. So any system that should be implemented there should be scalable and should take into consideration the current infrastructure, which, as I mentioned, we are willing also to help in building. So we don't only provide the software or the platform, but we also provide, depending on the needs, the infrastructure and the connectivity, so that our solution can work without any interruption. And we provide the training, we provide the tools, even the hardware if need be. In terms of what is needed in Sudan, I think what's needed is a scalable and flexible system that where we can move from the manual type of transactions, including, the cash payments, where the majority of the payments are done, into a system that basically can that everyone can use using basic infrastructure. So as I mentioned, our system is scalable and it could be easily integrated with the current legacy systems. And I think there's a lot of work to be done in Sudan in terms of putting in place new systems that basically take those institutions and serve Sudan in a much better way.
Inshallah. Thank you, Rani, for your time and your presentation, and hope to meet you in person in Sudan.
Definitely. Hopefully next year.
Inshallah. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.